Students, in the previous video we have discussed the oxidation of aldehyde and ketone. Let's continue today's discussion based on the Fehling test. Earlier we discussed on the tolerance test, and today we will discuss the Fehling test of aldehyde and ketone. At first, what is Fehling reagent? Fehling reagent. Fehling reagent is deep blue solution obtained by mixing. It is deep blue solution obtained by mixing Fehling solution A, which is copper sulfate, and Fehling solution B, which is sodium potassium tartrate, or we can say that Rochelle salt. Sodium potassium tartrate. Let's see in nutshell Fehling reagent: solution A plus solution B. Solution A contain aqueous copper sulfate, which is, we already know the color of copper sulfate crystal is a blue in color, and solution B contain sodium potassium tartrate, and the formula of sodium potassium tartrate came from the tartaric acid. And it is known as sodium potassium tartrate, and commonly it is known as Rochelle salt. Rochelle salt, and medium alkaline. What are the equation involved? Write down the equation. When aldehyde treated with this Fehling solution A and B, at first Fehling solution A and B mixed together to form deep blue solution in alkaline medium, the formation of Cu2 plus to Cu1 plus. This blue color changes into red brown precipitate. Red brown precipitate and water molecules. So oxidation of aldehyde to acid, there is a oxidation takes place, and Cu2 plus changes into Cu1 plus. So here is the reduction takes place. This is the important reaction to distinguish between aldehydes and ketone. This test given by only aldehyde, not by the ketone. At first, see again what is Fehling reagent. failing reagent contains two solutions, solution A and solution B. Solution A contains aqueous copper sulfate, which is blue in color, and solution B contains sodium potassium tartrate or Rochelle salt. These two solutions mix together to obtain deep blue color of the solution. When the solution mixed with aldehyde and heated heat this solution, copper 2 plus, which is deep blue in color, slightly changes into reddish brown precipitate, and this is the copper 1 plus. So this reaction shows that given sample is a aldehyde, not the ketone. Let's see the oxidizing property of Tollens reagent and failing reagent. Tollens reagent is stronger reagent than the failing reagent, slightly failing reagent. So if we have benzaldehyde and we take Tollens reagent and failing reagent, Tollens reagent and failing reagent. Benzaldehyde when treated with these two reagents, is benzaldehyde oxidized with Tollens reagent or failing reagent? So answer is the benzaldehyde when treated with Tollens reagent, it get oxidized to acid. But in presence of failing reagent, benzaldehyde does not oxidize. This shows that Tollens reagent is a slightly greater oxidizing property than the failing reagent. This is the important test given by the benzaldehyde if we talk about these two reagents. So remember it, benzaldehyde oxidized only by Tollens reagent, not the failing reagent. As we know, failing reagent oxidize the aldehyde, but benzaldehyde does not oxidize by failing reagent. This property shows that Tollens reagent is a slightly greater oxidizing property than the failing reagent. Now, oxidation of ketone. Ketones are generally oxidized under vigorous condition. Condition, that is strong oxidizing agent, in presence of strong oxidizing agent. Like ConKHNO3 or potassium permanganate in acidic medium or basic medium, or potassium dichromate in acidic medium or basic medium. These are the strong oxidizing agent. So oxidation of ketones require this strong oxidizing agent. They do not undergoes to oxidize under the mild or with the mild oxidizing agent. During the oxidation, rupture means breaking, carbon-carbon bond occurs on either side of the keto group, giving mixture of carboxylic acid and each containing lesser number of carbon atom than the original ketone. See here one example: CH3, CO, CH2, CH2 and CH3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pent 2 on. If we oxidize in presence of conc HNO3, formation of, if bond breakage between this and this, and the possibility of bond breaking between this and this. Suppose this is A and this is B. If A bond breaks and if B bond breaks, what happens? See here. Suppose B cleavages, bond B cleavages, bond B cleavages. So we obtained CH3, CH2, CH2, COOH, butanoic acid and formic acid. Formic acid further oxidized to form carbon dioxide and water. Further oxidized to CO2 and H2O. If in presence of conc HNO3, oxidation takes place and cleavages of A here, A here and B here. If cleavages of A takes place, so formation of acetic acid and propanoic acid. This will be major product and this will be minor product. So like aldehyde, oxidation of ketone is not easy. When it gets oxidized in presence of a strong oxidizing agent, the product, which is carboxylic acid form, has lesser number of carbon than the parent ketones.